Hey folks, it's Jim with RawHyde Adventures here at RawHyde Ranch on an absolutely gorgeous April day. And I want to talk to you a little bit today about tires. And everyone has opinions about tires and everyone has different needs, and every tire is a compromise in one way or another. But I got a most interesting email from a gentleman named Mike Buckley a couple of weeks ago. He is the Vice President of Motorcycle Sales for Dunlop Tire. And in a phone conversation, he told me that he recognized that Dunlop was very late in entering the adventure space, but that they had a new tire and that they would like RawHyde to check it out. I said, great, send me a couple and let's give it a go. So I have a couple tires here in front of me, but I want to bring up one really that I think is cool and important fact, and that is these tires are made in the USA. And given the whole world today and the fact that the problems we're having today in many ways are related to our interdependence on other countries, maybe the fact that we've got an adventure tire being made right here in the US is a bonus for all of us. So the tire is called the Trailmax, and Mike told me that their benchmark for developing this tire was sort of a combination of comparison between the RawHyde Scout and the Mitas E07. I know both tires really well, and I love the RawHyde. It's a very, very high wearing tire, but it's noisy as hell. And so a few years ago, we developed a relationship with Mitas, and frankly, we really like the tires, but they're a hint noisy. And that's part of what I mean by every tire is a compromise. Some tires wear really well, but because of that, they're dense rubber, it's a hard compound, and they don't quite have the grip in corners or in soft terrain. So then maybe you get a quieter tire, it's a little softer compound. At the same time, it wears out more quickly. So there's compromises all the way down the trail. But this tire is called the Trailmax, and it is a 50-50 tire. And Mike tells me that their goal is that a rear tire will hit 8,000 miles, which to me is a great benchmark for longevity. So it's got a nice thick wear band right down the center, which is where most tires wear out because most of us ride on the street most of the time. But it's still got decent gaps at the side, good decent lugs for some grip off-road. We're going to see how it performs. But I want to pull in close here, and we're going to measure some things. I want to talk a little bit about the distance between the lugs and how that compares to noise. So I've got a micrometer here. Dig my glasses out, and we're going to do some measuring between the lugs. So here, this is the Trailmax. This is the new tire, and if we go in right near the center line and we measure the gap, we're right at 420 thousandths, almost a half an inch of gap. Now what that means is it's going to be a quieter tire, but there's not as much space in here for sand or mud to fill in to give you grip off-road. Now here's the Mitas. The Mitas looks a little bit more aggressive, but it's still got a nice center line for wear. But if we stick the mic in there and we measure that gap, we are nearly 600 thousandths. So 400 thousandths to 600 thousandths, that's a 30% increase in the gap. Now this means better traction in soft terrain. It also means a noisier tire. So this is what you need to decide what's most important to you. But I like the tire. I especially like the fact it's made in the USA. So we are going to, we're going to give them a shot. And any of you out there that have any experience with this tire, please put some comments in the thread below, because I'm really curious to see what you, our fellow adventure riders, think about this if you have any experience with it. So we're going to get to riding. We're going to check the tire out. We'll report back later, but please share your experience, and thanks for listening.